This is one of the more heartbreaking stories I've put up on the channel up to this point. And I want to give a salute to Craig J. Craig J tagged me on this particular article where we have some sheriffs in Louisiana under fire. And I'm going to go ahead and read the report. So the sheriff's deputies allegedly sat on the autistic teen for 9 minutes, and then in the process, they end up killing him. See, after all the stuff that we protested about when it comes to police and, you know, and accountability and all that stuff, and yet we still have these actions continuing. But are we going to see Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all these other people out here that was pro-police do something about this? There's no reason why police officers are sitting on an autistic teen for 9 minutes and killed this boy in the... Let's get right to the article, man. Let's get right to the article. The parents of a teenager with severe autism have sued the Louisiana sheriff and several deputies over allegations that officers sat on a 16-year-old son for a total of 9 minutes and ultimately killing him, according to a federal lawsuit filed Thursday. Donna Lou and Darren Parser took the only child, Eric, to a shopping center in Metairie, Louisiana on January 19th last year to play games. But when the family went to leave, Eric, who isn't verbal, had a sudden sensory outburst in the parking lot, often called a meltdown, and began to slap himself and his father, according to the lawsuit. With the parents' consent and manager calling the law enforcement. Now, over the course of the next 10 minutes, Eric was allegedly handcuffed and held down, with two deputies allegedly took turns putting their weight on the teen, whom the lawsuit described as obese and not actively resisting after he was restrained. Once deputies realized he's gone limp to the suit, Eric was taken to a local hospital when he went into cardiac arrest. A coroner later ruled Eric's death was an accident and the result of excited delirium. A controversial diagnosis often crops up in instances of police brutality. His weight, enlarged heart, and prone positioning were listed as contributing factors. See, that right there is a bunch of bullshit. That right there is a bunch of bullshit. We saw this play out in the Breonna Taylor case, where the coroner ran the autopsy report, and the autopsy report came back with no injuries. How in the fuck this girl ain't got no injuries when she was shot multiple times? But let's keep going. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office described the lawsuit as rife with false claims and malicious accusations. Now, this is a statement to Vice News without elaborating further. In the statement, the sheriff also called deputies who were trying to prevent the, quote, violent teenager, unquote, from attacking first responders or his father. Now, the first officer to respond was off-duty Jefferson Parish Reserve Deputy Chad Pitfield, who's working as security at the shopping center. Reserve deputies work as unpaid volunteers to augment other police officers. At one point during the encounter, Eric began slapping at Pitfield and bit him, according to the lawsuit. Now, Pitfield, who'd been told the boy was autistic, Dan Leslie took the teen to the ground. The interaction was captured in part by bystander footage and published by WWL-TV, a CBS affiliate in New Orleans. Now, Pitfield was a very large, seriously overweight adult male, then sat on Eric when he was face down on the ground for approximately 7 minutes, according to the lawsuit. After that, more sheriff's personnel began to arrive. A second deputy took Pitfield's place and used his own body weight to maintain the pressure. That deputy, Nick Vega, is allegedly placed Eric in a chokehold, although he was not resistant and was shackled. See, there you go again. There you go again. We sitting up here putting choke on. What? The dude was already handcuffed and subdued, and yet we putting chokeholds on him? Who does that? What's up, Mr. Pazzer? Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. Who does that? It was only the third deputy went to switch places with Vega that was noticed that Eric had gone limp and had urinated. The third deputy did not sit on Eric. By the time deputies put Eric in a recovery position, he was dying. Some deputies began attempt CPR, although the lawsuit alleges this was done incorrectly. As Eric parents watched, his only son turned blue, was foaming at the mouth, and his eyes were flipped. One-third to one-half of all people killed by police have some sort of disability, according to estimates from a 2016 paper published by the Ruderman Family Foundation, a disability organization. And according to a study from researchers at A.J. Drexel Autism Institute at Drexel University, approximately 1 in 5 adolescents with autism were stopped and questioned by police by the time they reached 21. The parents' lawsuit, which seeks an unspecified amount in damages, names the sheriff for Jefferson Parish, several deputies, the shopping center, and yet unidentified insurance providers for both the sheriff and the shopping center. It alleges the violation of Eric's constitutional rights and the civil rights under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and was filed with the U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Louisiana. All right, so while I applaud that family going after the police department and all that, and they going after the individuals that were named in that lawsuit, this is the problem, right? And I'm not trying to sound controversial or nothing like that, but I'm just getting to the truth of the matter, right? A video I did about a few months ago talked about qualified immunity, right? While I applaud the fact that this family is going after those police officers, the problem is, and salute to Craig J, man. What's up, man? Hey, I appreciate you for tagging me in that article on Twitter. The problem with this is this thing called qualified immunity. Now, if you don't know what qualified immunity is, that's basically, cops, getting off in lawsuits, performing official duties of their jobs. That is where the problem lies. They can invoke qualified immunity, and this case will get thrown out. I'm going to repeat the definition again. Qualified immunity is a legal principle that grants government officials performing discretionary functions immunity from civil suits unless the plaintiff shows that the official clearly established statutory or clearly violated statutory or constitutional rights of which a reasonable person would have known. So when this case goes to court, they can invoke qualified immunity, and this case will get thrown out. Now, if anything, they should sue the city. I will sue the city. And these cops that were part of that incident should have been arrested. And see, this is the thing. Nobody's gotten arrested. Nobody has gotten charged. Nobody is being held accountable to this. Right? We see this all the time. More recently with the Breonna Taylor case and the Jacob Blake case, where you have these attorney generals or DA or whatever like that. They go run behind a grand jury, right? They go run behind a grand jury, and then after they put on a puff piece for the grand jury comes back with, well, I don't think we should charge them. And then after that, you got the attorney generals holding a press conference and all that. Well, I tried to do, what I could to bring charges and bring justice for the family, but they came back with the They came back with, no charge premise, and there's just really nothing I can do. And the thing about it is, when they sue the city, it don't come out the police department's money. It's coming out taxpayer money. Just like my boy Craig J talked about in the chat room. This thing when they sue the city and they getting all this and they getting awarded all this money or whatever like that, right? That money's coming out taxpayer. That's not coming out their police fund. And it needs to come out their police fund. They get funding every year. They get, when they have when the mayor and whoever have their little annual budget or whatever, right? When they have their little annual budget, police, they get a set amount of dollars in that budget, right? That money need to come out of their fucking salary. It does not need to come out of taxpayer money. They always do this nonsense. But yet you leave it up to Kamala Harris, you leave it up to Joe Biden, right? Are they going to say anything about this? No. I don't expect them to. And, Kamala Harris being a former prosecutor and all that, who's engaged in, lots of prosecutorial misconduct herself, she definitely ain't gonna say nothing about this. If anything, they're going to back the police officers, right? Now, mind you, a lot of these guys that are with the police department and all that, right? These guys are talking about, we need to back the blue and we need to back the badge, and yeah, we got to protect our police departments and all that. These are the same ones out here that kill the police officers left and right under Donald Trump's watch. Donald Trump will say, hey, the election was stolen from him, and these guys go bucket crazy. But they're back the badge, right? Okay, the fuck out of here. And I don't hear this bullshit about, we did some good cops out there. You can't categorize us with these bad cops out here. We put our lives on the line every day. When we wear that badge and we don that uniform, we have an oath that we protect the people out there. You can't put us in the same category as these other cops out here. The fuck we can't. Because as far as I'm concerned, you're rotten. Because the good cops ain't holding the bad ones accountable. Yeah, y'all got your old good old boy network. Y'all know all the bullshit these cops be doing or whatever like that. Right? I mean, one of the most corrupt organizations out there is a lot of these police departments. And don't expect the Fraternal Order Police to get a hold of this one. Nope. Because truth be told, these police unions be having these politicians by the ball sack. That's why you don't hear a lot of these politicians calling out these police departments when they engage in all kinds of misconduct and malpractice. It shouldn't have to be some legislator come out banning chokeholds. Why do we need? There don't need to be any new legislation coming out talking about, oh, we need to ban chokeholds, considering that chokeholds were already illegal in the first place. What's up, Stephanie? For real. So the worst thing we're gonna see, right? Because I don't count on them firing anybody, let alone arresting them and charging them and putting them in jail. No, I'm not holding my breath on that. But what I can say is this: the least going to happen is they get fired, right? And their family's still going to get their goddamn pension. That's the even crazier part. When Michael Slager shot Walter Scott, now this incident happened in Charleston, South Carolina. When Michael Slager shot Walter Scott 8 times in the back as he was running away, right? Did you know that when Michael Slager is locked up in prison, his wife still get the pension, despite the fact that they fired him, he was tried, he was convicted, and he's in jail. His wife still got the pension. Now that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, right? When Muhammad Noor shot and killed that lady, lady from Australia out in Minnesota, he was immediately fired. He was tried, convicted, and now doing 12 years in the bean. So how many more of us are going to get killed, right? And this is another thing. I'm glad my boy Craig J brought it up. When they get fired, they can just go over to the next county. They go over to the next state. Matter of fact, when Rashard Brooks was killed at the hands of the cops out there in Atlanta, right? And you had the police chief step down, right? The police chief stepped down. Guess what she's doing now? She's the police chief out in Louisville, the same area where Breonna Taylor was killed at. She is now the new police chief out there. My thing is, if you get fired or you resign for just cause, you should not ever work as a police officer again. There should be a national database that where you get flagged and you should not ever work as a cop ever again. Yeah, the family did try to, no, the family did not try to go after that. Even if they did, it wasn't reported. Now, I'll pull up an article from the Star Tribune since we talk about Muhammad Noor. Now, he was charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter and shooting death of Justine Diamond. All right. So, to answer your question, Stephanie, so the question was asked, now that the Minneapolis PD is finally fired Officer Noor, did they give him separation money? Has the family of the victim filed a lawsuit against the city of Minneapolis and the Minneapolis PD? There's no indication that Noor was paid any kind of separation money. The Diamond family has not filed a lawsuit, but they have retained an attorney. They put those cops away quick. Those black cops that got involved in that one incident out in Louisiana, they put their asses away quick. What's up, Jeffrey Weaver? Salute to you, homie. Yeah. There's no way that these cops should get away with this. And of course, they were white cops. Now I'm going to share the screen with y'all. See, as you see on this photo right here, you got the fat cop right here, and then you got the other individual right here. It's sickening that they continue to get away with this nonsense. It's almost maddening that the actions of these cops still continue. After all the protests, after all the riots and uprisings, right? After everything that happened, and we still didn't get our tangible. We still didn't get our tangibles. When we asked Joe Biden, right, to defund the police, right? When they asked him on that Zoom call, he dressed all those so-called black leaders down. Joe Biden did. He must have forgot the same people that voted him in office will be the same people that will vote him out of office if he don't get his shit together. If he don't get it right, he'll be a one-term president just like Donald Trump. And Kamala Harris will be a one. This is her ceiling, right? If you think that Kamala Harris is going to be president of the United States, then you have a better chance of winning the lottery. I mean, he dressed all those so-called black leaders down like Al Sharpton and fucking all them jackasses that was on that goddamn Zoom call. Am I gonna do a video about that Kamala doll? Man, I ain't trying to do no video about that Kamala doll. But since you know what, we got time. Since we in here, right? Talking about, because she a scam artist too. She got just as much to do with what the fuck is going on. So yeah, let's talk about that. Now, once again, the homie Craig J, I saw this on his Instagram, right? They have a Kamala Harris doll out. Yes, you heard right. There is a Kamala Harris doll out. She's just like a Barbie doll. Yep. Downtown Willie Brown side piece has made it on to the big time because she got her own Barbie doll. Yep. Now, I don't know who in their right mind. Craig, you as silly as hell. You as silly as hell. He said, woo, 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 not a chew. Craig J, you is silly as hell, boy. Shout out to Dallas Parker in the building, man. Appreciate you for being here. Woo, a week. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, just out of curiosity. Hey, what kind of dog you got? You got a pit? You got a red nose pit? Or you got a German Shepherd? Or what kind of dog you got? Just out of curiosity. That was funny as hell. Hey, I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm gonna go against the grain here with y'all. I know y'all say y'all not gonna buy it, right? Or you got a pit? Oh yeah, definitely use that as a chew toy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I should buy that Kamala Harris dog and talk to one of those and talk to one of those people that be practicing voodoo and shit. I talked to one of the people that practice voodoo, and I buy that Kamala Harris doll and use it as a goddamn voodoo doll. You know, say every once in a while, I'll pinch it with a goddamn with something, right? Hey, what's that? I pinch it with a needle, right? Right there in her ass. I pinch her in the needle with her ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're like, why my ass is pinching? Does the doll have a permanent open mouth? No, unfortunately, it does not have an open mouth. Right? Yeah, I'll shave off all of Kamala Harris's head. You know what I'm saying? Why is all this hair on the floor? I'm shedding, right? I'll buy a permanent marker and draw a dick on the top of her head and shit. You know what I'm saying? And someone drew a dick on the top of my head with a Sharpie. That's what I would do. What's up, KJR? What's up, man? Straight up, man. So yeah, that's the motherfucker. Yeah, shit. I use that motherfucker as a goddamn voodoo doll while you're bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? I put in her ear. Hey, god damn it. Shit, dropped my phone and everything. I put a bug in Kamala Harris's ear. Hey, you support reparations. No, I would say I support reparations for Black Americans, not Latinos, not brown people, just only Black Americans, right? And she gonna hold a press conference. I am the Vice President Kamala Harris, and I'm here to tell you that I support reparations for Black people. Yeah. And I'm going to also let everybody know that if you're a police officer and you get caught up, doing all kinds of stuff where you're killing Black folks, it's going to be mandatory life sentences for y'all. You remember the feds locked up a man for making a voodoo doll of Donald Trump of what the fuck? That's crazy. That's crazy. Did he sell it online? What the fuck did he do with it? Like, what did he do with the voodoo doll? But yeah, these cops out here, man, disgusting, man. Speaking of which, where the hell is that New York police officer at? That New York police officer went on that big old rant with all the with all them little police lackeys behind him. And who's that? Where's that guy at? That's the motherfucker I want to see. That's the motherfucker I want to talk to. Where he at? Is he denouncing this? That same motherfucker talk about, yeah, Oh, you saw the video too? You say you saw that video too, huh? Yeah, that motherfucker definitely need to be put in jail. Man, see, when you watch a video like that, man, you try not to throw your goddamn TV out the window. You're not trying to kick a Bama, the first Bama you see. Yeah. The same dude with the grease hair with his hair slicked back. Yeah. Him, that guy. That's who I want to talk to. Where that Bama at? Yeah, the police union chief. Now, let's listen what this bastard had to say. Remember this shit, y'all?
I am not Derek Chauvin. They are not him. He killed someone. We didn't. We are restrained. And you know what? I'm saying this to all the cops here. Because you know what? Everybody's trying to shame us. The legislators, the press, everybody's trying to shame us into being embarrassed about our profession. But you know what? This isn't stained by someone in Minneapolis. It's still got a shine on it. And so do theirs. So do theirs. Stop treating us like animals and bugs and start treating us with some respect.
All right, first of all, first thing, right? You got to earn our respect. If you're a police officer, that don't mean you have any kind of dominion over the people you so-called sworn to protect and serve, right? Stop treating y'all like animals. How about y'all stop treating us like animals? Huh? How about y'all stop treating us like animals? When we stop resisting, there's no reason for no officer to be putting pressure on a person's neck, on a person's back. They should be putting no kind of pressure at all if they're already subdued. Maybe, just maybe, if you stop acting like an animal, we won't treat you like an animal. You coming, you talk about this bad's got a shine on it. Shine on what? I'm not Derek Chauvin. Well, guess what? The New York Police Department is one of the most corrupt, if not the most corrupt, police departments in the country. I think the only other police department that rivals the NYPD is the LAPD. The LAPD is just as corrupt, if not more. And yeah, he want to talk about stop treating us like animals. How about you start treating us with some respect? Well, how about y'all show us some respect? Huh? You motherfuckers get quick to get out the car, guns blazing, shoot first, ask questions later. So yeah, miss me with that fucking rant. You can miss me with that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. This ass clown, he got some nerve to call himself trying to, speak with some authority and all that. And he's like the unofficial voice of the police departments and all that. You can kiss my motherfucking ass. Yeah, the same New York cops that choked the black man to death over selling cigarettes. But yet, you're not Derek Chauvin? No, you motherfuckers were Derek Chauvin way before we even knew who Derek Chauvin was. So yeah, you can get the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, that was the Eric Garner case, Luda Ryder. That was Eric Gardner who they killed. (2012), right? NYPD officers shot and killed a black man in his own home. Dwayne Brown, 26-year-old Dwayne Brown. Brown was upstairs listening to music when he went outside to check on the possible break-in after seeing two men running from the residence from the window upstairs. They stayed covering up shit. But yet they want to sit up here. This dude want to sit up here and talk about they stop treating us like animals, but that's all they've done. The fuck out of here. New York Police Department still covering up shit. Right? And these police departments ain't no better. And I bet if they did an independent review of all these police officers, if they did an independent, unbiased, straight down the middle review of these police departments around the country, and they'll be shocked at what they find. Yeah, they killed Sean Bell. But yet, that bat still got a shine on it? No. I see how shiny that goddamn badge is. That shit need to be turned sideways and stuck up your ass. That's right. Turn that bitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass. Talking all that bullshit about, oh man, we got, this badge still has a shine on it, and we put our lives on the line every day, and y'all need to stop treating us like animals, and y'all need to start showing us the proper respect. Get the fuck out of here, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. All right. I don't know what that press conference was designed to do, but you kissed my whole ass on that shit, right? There was another thing I wanted to talk about when it came to Louisiana, right? Because you had a police chief out there that was talking about there's no evidence of systemic racism. Yeah, that Louisiana black cop said that bullshit. I'm pull up the article for y'all right now. That had to be about a few months ago. I never forget this shit. This dude said there's no evidence of systemic racism. I never forget that shit. And you can't tell me there ain't double standards here in America when it comes to. Yeah, Lamar Davis. I'm gonna share this article with y'all, right? Y'all probably haven't seen this article. I first heard about this article on Lisa Cabrera's live stream. Now, of course, whenever these white supremacists, because of course they're not going to say it. What they're going to do is they're going to run out a token Negro, and he's going to say all what they want him to say. He's going to do all their dirty work, right? Now, this dude just recently got hired as a police chief. No evidence of systemic racism in Louisiana State Police, new leader Lamar Davis says. Now, State Police Colonel Lamar Davis, who's taken over Louisiana premier law enforcement agency amidst recent controversy of black men dying in police custody and racist interagency emails, said he doesn't believe systemic racism exists within the department. Davis, who is black, also said he has never been the personal target of racism within the department. Now, just because it didn't happen to him per se, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But that's what everybody overlooked. They're always looking at, when they make these statements, they're making these statements from a tunnel vision aspect. Just because you personally may not have been, victimized or whatever like that through systemic racism, somebody has. I base my beliefs on facts. Until someone provides facts of showing systemic racism, I tell you that that has not been presented to me. Now, Davis replaces former Colonel Kevin Reeves, who retired last week following a series of racial controversies involving the agency. Reeves and John Bell Edwards, who appoints the leader of the state police, said Reeves' retirement had been long in the works and was unrelated to the controversies. Get the fuck out of here. See, there's always this damage control they always try to say. There's always this damage control when it comes to, hey, my retirement been in the works. And yeah, just like when Laura Ingraham told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, and they forced her off TV for a week after she lost a whole bunch of sponsors. Then they put out that empty fortune cookie puff piece about, Laura Ingram's break has been in the works for like a couple months now, so this was already pre-planned. Get the fuck out of here. That shit wasn't pre-planned. Y'all planned it after she got outed, after she started losing a whole bunch of sponsorships and shit. So yeah, miss me with that dumbass shit. There have been calls for change in leadership from the NAACP and legislative black caucuses following the growing criticism of the agency handling of a case of a West Monroe man who died while in police custody following a high-speed chase in mid-2019. State police first told Ronald Green's family he died as a result of a car crash following a high-speed chase that ended in Union Parish. But the story soon fell apart as evidence showed Green was tased, choked, and dragged by police at the scene before he died. Now, Trooper Chris Hollingsworth, one of the officers on the scene, died in a single car crash in Monroe in September, just hours after learning he had been fired over his role in the Ronald Green case. Now, Green's family and heirs finally viewed body cam footage from the incident. It hadn't been made public. The incident is not under investigation by the FBI as a federal civil case. No, it should have been a criminal case. Yeah, I know, Lou. I talked about that. I just literally talked about that before you came in the stream. Yep. I just literally talked about that right before you came in. And she ain't got fired. She resigned. She ended up resigning after that. After the Rashard Brooks incident. A recent Associated Press investigation also reported at least a dozen instances over a 3-year period in which employees forwarded racist emails on their official accounts with subject lines like "proud to be white" or demeaned minority colleagues with names including Hershey's Kiss, Django, and Egg Roll. Davis also conceded isolated incidents of racist behavior, but doesn't believe racism is rampant within the agency. Hold on now. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Now, you just said out your mouth there was no evidence of systemic racism. Now you saying that there were isolated incidents of racist behavior, but doesn't believe it's rampant within the agency. Now, which one is it? Which one is it? See, you always got to run a token Negro, a member of the Butter Brisket Brigade, saying some coon shit. Now, the dude said there was no evidence of systemic racism, but he just conceded later on in the same breath that he conceded that some behavior exists. There's a lot more to that article that I really wanted to talk about, but that dude, right? Always got to run on some token Negro to, always spew out some fecal matter. It don't make no goddamn sense. Why are these police officers still out here doing this shit? Are we just going to turn a blind eye to all the protests and all the uprisings or whatever like that? You're just going to turn a blind eye to that, right? When black folks who actually has a cause that go out there and protest these streets and they walk these streets, right? And they're doing it peacefully. I don't hear no Bama calling themselves trying to stick their chest out telling us how we should protest. All you racist white supremacists out there that stormed the Capitol a week and a half ago, I don't hear nothing coming out your mouth talking about how we should protest when we out here protesting, cops out here doing all kinds of wrong to us. Yeah, all the Kelly McEnany's of the world, the goddamn the first attack dog in Kellyanne Conway, Sean Clanity, Laura Ingraham, the Desperate Housewives reject. I don't hear nothing coming out their mouth talking about how we should protest when they're the ones sitting up here and actually fanning the flames of Donald Trump's lies and rhetoric and disinformation and obfuscations. They know good and goddamn well that election was not rigged. They know good and goddamn well that election wasn't fraudulent. But they kept fanning the flames. They kept on and kept on and kept on to where, using the power of repetition, people actually started believing that bullshit. And they stormed the Capitol. Now I'm going to talk about that in depth in another video, right? We're going to talk about old freshman Congressman Lauren Boebert. That's right. Lauren Boebert is going to be at the topic of discussion. She already in my fucking crosshairs. So, but that's in another video, right? All these people, these same people that's running around here talk about, oh man, we need to back the blast. We need to respect the law, right? That woman that got shot and she got killed and all that after she tried to storm the Capitol and she ended up getting shot in the neck, that Air Force veteran. Well, I'm going to tell you guys the same way y'all told us when it came to George Floyd, right? Had she complied, she would still been alive right now. Ain't that what y'all told us when George Floyd was killed at the hands of those racist white cops? Derek Chauvin? Ain't that what y'all told us? Huh? Y'all told us if he just complied, he would have been alive. Well, God damn it, it just turned about fair play. Had she complied, had she not rushed the Capitol on some bullshit, she would have been alive right now. But instead, her ass is rotting in a fucking box because she went and did Donald Trump's bidding on some bullshit. Now put that pipe in your mouth and smoke it. That's what they get. So when we out here protesting because these cops out here continue to kill us after all the pleas and all that, and I just want to say one more thing, right? Because there's another group that I'm drawing my ire towards. It's the Congressional Black Caucus. These motherfuckers ain't shit. The Congressional Black Caucus does absolutely nothing for the black community. Let's be honest about that. What have the Congressional Black Caucus done for the benefit of the black community? Huh? What have they done? As far as I'm concerned, they're not but a bunch of goddamn raccoons out there getting all kinds of crumbs and shit. Let them tell it. Oh man, we done all this work. What work? What evidence? I ain't seen nothing tangible yet. Right? Y'all rolling around with Roland Martin, all these other jackasses, whatnot. You had the Urban League luncheon, and then you had the summer luncheon, and then you had the fall luncheon, and then you had the winter luncheon, then you had the spring luncheon, and then you had Jim Clyburn's annual fish fry, and then you had goddamn Roland Martin's annual hot dog jamboree. Right? Just getting fat. Yeah, I saw that fake ass video, man. Man, that's just disgusting too. All they want to do is sit around and get fat, eat, drink, and be merry. And shit getting done. Hey, but that chicken was finger looking good though, wasn't it? That corn on the cob and collard greens was on point, wasn't it? That macaroni and cheese was off the chain, wasn't it? I got some hot sauce in my bag swag, right? And look what Kamala Harris did when she did that photo op, putting some collard greens in her mouth and shit like that. I bet when they got done with that photo op, she went right in the bathroom and spit that shit right out. Washed her mouth up with everything, had some goddamn Listerine in that same bag too. Man, I need to find the nearest 5-star restaurant like right now. I need to find the nearest sushi place. Can we find me an exotic sushi place? Get me out of this rat hole. I tell y'all exactly where she did that shit. She went to Sylvia's in Harlem, right? Because she tried to portray that image. And I know I ate there at Sylvia's. You ever been to Sylvia's in Harlem? Man, that food is whoo. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now. Woo! Hey, if you've never been to Sylvia's in Harlem, I highly recommend you go to Sylvia's in Harlem. Woo! That food was, god damn. Anyway, got me, god damn, that threw my train of thought off. Woo! That food was smoking hot. God damn. Anyway, Yeah, that's what she did. But has she done anything with in the Matrice Richardson case? Huh? No, we've been asking that for the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, right? What are you gonna do about that, right? Daniel Cameron, right? That con man who's masquerading as a goddamn attorney general out there in Kentucky. What about him? What about the attorney general out in Wisconsin for Jacob Blake? Huh? You politicians out there is just as complicit to the buffoonery that's going on right now in this country. When Colin Kaepernick took that knee in 2016, because he originally sat until he encountered a military army ranger, and the army rangers was like, "Hey man, we just appreciate if you took a knee." And he told everybody what the whole purpose of that protest was. As the protest of social injustices in America and police brutality. But did anybody ever thought about listening to that? No. Motherfuckers had their own agenda. Motherfuckers talk about how they disrespect the military and disrespecting the flag, when a lot of these fucking white supremacists out here disrespect the flag on a daily basis, filming their own porn videos, use it as a fucking hat, wearing a shirt with American symbols on it, eating off a plate, wearing socks. Hell, I'm pretty sure that motherfuckers running around here with United States flag underwear with dookie stands on it. And they want to sit up here and tell us how about we disrespecting the flag? When they disrespect the flag on a daily basis, they wear it on their back like it's a Superman cape, dragging it on the ground. Something happens they don't like, they actually take the ultimate disrespect and burn the flag. So no, I don't need to hear nothing coming out of these Bama's mouths about disrespecting the flag and all that. When they do that shit on a daily basis. And then you got that one jackass that walked around the goddamn Capitol building with the Confederate flag. You can always go. You damn right. But I don't like catfish like that, man. I ate so much catfish growing up, man. I don't have a taste for catfish anymore. What's up, T Price? From that, salute to you. Yeah, man. I don't eat catfish no more, man. Yeah. Man, said, man, look. When I was growing up, my grandmama and I used to go fishing or whatever like that, right? And we'll like go out there and we'll catch them and shit, and then like we'll take the prongs, we'll take some pliers and what's up, Quincy Randolph? Salute. We'll take the some pliers and then we'll detach the prongs, right? And then we'll skin them. We'll skin them. You know, put some cornmeal, some seasoning on it, and then and fry it up, man. God, man, man, just thinking about that shit, man. That shit, man, renew my interest in catfish, man. Straight up, man. God damn, that shit good. Tilapia too, bottom feeder, all them fish are like bottom feeders. Catfish, tilapia, all that shit. Yeah, so you know, but outside of that though, man, there's not a thing I want to go out and get, man. I caught it. I used to catch that shit a lot as a kid. I ate it a lot as a kid, man. Saturday, man, we used to go out there fishing. We used to leave at like 5:00 in the morning, come back at like 1. We'll skin it, we'll catch spots, bass, whiting, croaker, whatever, right? Whatever we caught, man, will be perch. It doesn't matter. We caught, you know, we'll put the crab, we got the crab net with some chicken back, drop that in there. You know what I'm saying? We'll catch some blue crab, because that's what it is in South Carolina. You be down in South Carolina, man, they catch there's blue crab down there. Now, when I used to eat crab, I don't eat crab anymore because, you know, I don't eat blue crabs anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I ate that shit a lot as a kid too. And You know, I always want the male crab. The female crab, you can tell with the female crab because when you prop it open, there's a little area where they have their eggs at. So I don't like the female crab. I think the female crab was disgusting. But the male crab though, yeah, we would cook that, we would boil that, eat that shit along with our fried fish, man. We had some fish and grits along with the crab or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So man, that was some good eating. That God, man, I need to get me a goddamn fishing license now. Join some flashbacks, man. You know what I'm saying? Find me a lake. Let's go out there and start fishing, man. Straight up, man. But yeah, these police officers out here, man, these guys out here disgusting, man. And you know, this is one of the more heartbreaking articles I've done on this channel. For real. This is one of the more heartbreaking articles I've done on this channel. And but that being said, we can't let up on these police officers and all these politicians and everybody that was complicit in the systemic racism that's going on here in America. We can't let up. We can't continue to fall asleep at the wheel while these people continue to perform these actions behind our backs on a daily basis. Now, I got to do my research on about one Lauren Boebert, right? And that'll probably be my next video. We're going to talk about that Bama because that Bama, whoo, she's a freshman congresswoman already fanning flames in the goddamn House of Representatives. Tell me what you guys think about this particular article. Smash the like, hit the subscribe,